I could ask you some questions about maybe the previous year and this year, and maybe include some
Yeah.
expressions that might be new for the listeners too.
Hmm.
And these are questions that I ask myself as well, like at this time of year. So the first one is like, what were your biggest achievements last year? It could be work related or self, related, whatever.
Yeah. So the Learn English with Ray, like the YouTube channel and the Instagram page, that's kind of my main thing that I focus on. But I opened up another page last year called Talk with Ray, where I do podcasting, and I had an amazing opportunity to speak with some really excellent speakers, like speakers who I've watched for years, and it's opened the doors for me to actually get to talk to them and meet them, such as Yasmin Mojahid, Adnan Rashid, Omar Issa. These are people who I've been aware of for a very, very long time, and now they've actually agreed to meet me and like give me some of their time. Derek Clark, an amazing motivational speaker that I spoke to. So I'd say that was a really kind of big highlight. Ali Dawa, he was advertising for a scriptwriter he needed for his project, and I applied for that, and he took me out to London and allowed me to be involved in it, and I was with him for 5 days. And he's like again a guy who I've known for years, so I feel like I've just kind of went from like a normal civilian to like hanging out with like celebrities who I've watched for years. So I'd say that was particularly special for me.
That's such a good feeling, isn't it? I remember having that when I started the podcast and I was thinking of all these guests I wanted to talk to in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, wow, it'd be great if I could kind of make it look professional enough so I could talk to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've spoken to many people who I've listened to for many years as well. So yeah, very similar. It's a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you have a particular guest who stands out to you as being particularly special, or you're particularly honoured to have on?
Well, I guess most people
This guy?
in this.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Learn English with
Oh
Ray.
yeah, of course.
I'm joking. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Most people say the same, I think, in this area, which is Luke's English podcast.
Yeah,
because he's got like the biggest podcast, and
he's
anyone
awesome.
you say any learner you say, like, what do you do to study English? Or like, oh, I listen to his podcast. So right when I started, I always thought, well, I'll make it my goal to talk to him, but I kind of wanted to gain some more confidence here first.
Luke is a really nice guy. He's
Yeah. Did you speak to him?
Yeah, I've been on his podcast as well.
Yeah. I
I think I was on like literally just before you. I think it was me, and then it was like
oh,
you.
really?
The week, literally a week or two later.
Nice.
Yeah, but as a guy who's so massively successful, sometimes I think in our head we kind of think these massive famous people are going to be a certain way, but like a lot of them are just very ordinary people. And Luke, he's so polite, so decent. The only time I've sent him, exchanged a couple of emails with him, and there was a time I was on his podcast, but in the interactions I've had with him, I just thought he was a really, really decent guy. I really enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, people get really intimidated by the follower count on social media or something, and it doesn't.
Sure.
And apart from a minority of people who let it get to their heads, it doesn't usually mean much, does it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. In terms of achievements, I have to admit, I don't want to, put all the spotlight on you and make you feel,
No, go ahead.
on the spot. But I thought it was fair if I comment as well on the answers. But I don't know what I would say for achievements. I feel like last year was a really boring year for me and many people, during the pandemic. But perhaps for me, it would be like doing my group classes, because I think I started the group classes in December, the previous one, not the one we just had.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing, group classes twice a week on Zoom since then. And that's been really enjoyable. And that's been something that I've always wanted to do, but I was always a bit scared of.
It's something I really want to do. It's something that's, like, for example, you already have your website launched. That's another thing that I'm kind of working on very, very slowly. But I am working on launching a website so I can do things like that. Like just now, I'm only on Preply, is where I do my teaching. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I already have so many ideas in my head for how I would conduct group classes. I think I believe I could bring a lot to it, but I'm just not there yet. So I'm focusing on finishing the CELTA, God willing, that will be completed by the end of February or March. And then I'm looking forward to getting into group coaching, particularly in person, because I've been doing all of this online for the last 2 years, but I actually want to be like in front of people and meet people and be in proximity with them.